Hello, everybody. Happy International Women's Day.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's also Sleep Week, National Sleep Week.
Sleep Awareness Week.
Sleep Awareness Week.
I'm very aware of the fact that I do not get enough sleep.
Oh, she's
I also
not
have a
well.
cold. And
She's
you know,
not well.
for those of you who don't know, I am Jewish, and when I get a cold, you know about
Woe is all of us, I should say.
poor pitiful me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be. I shouldn't even be here.
But I'm really glad you are.
But
however,
I'm a trooper.
Because I'd be lonely.
I don't miss a Boomer Broads broadcast. I don't miss a Boomer Broadcast.
I'd be very lonely.
I know. Oh.
Well, I want to also thank our fans. Our fans weighed in this week on so many subjects. It was great. Keep it coming. It's great to see it all.
Yeah, we
really.
have some opinionated women out there, and men. We have some nice male fans who like to pipe up with a couple of
By the way,
bombos.
T-shirts all around.
Oh.
Maybe maybe somebody wants a T-shirt.
Oh, yes.
Go online. It's one of our products.
Go to our store, www.theboomerbroads.com, and pick up a shirt. Lovely. Now that spring is coming,
I love the
in
yellow
fact,
shirt.
do we not push spring forward this
week?
Saturday night? Remember that. That's a public service message from the Boomer Broads.
And talking about sleep deprivation, you lose an hour of sleep.
Oh, good Lord.
Just what we need, right?
I can't remember the last time I had 8 hours of sleep.
I know. It's a universal problem.
Any woman 50 plus knows what we're talking about in a big way. And those
men
of you
too,
younger,
by
it's
the way.
something to look forward
I hate to say it, men too.
Yeah.
Men too. I hear as often from men about how they're not sleeping. It's not only about menopause, because I had a pretty relaxed menopause. I wasn't as crazy as you were.
Thank you. I had the night sweats. You cannot sleep through night sweats.
That was who I almost said Cookie. That was Lucy.
Oh, Cookie,
that was
my dog.
Janet's previous dog.
Yes. Night sweats kill you. Forget about it. And really, you sort of forget how important sleep is. You know, when you're younger, you're in college, you get a couple of hours
You're proud of the fact that you don't sleep.
Or you don't sleep at all, and you're fine. But when you get to our age and you get 3-4 hours of sleep a night, you are cranky. You have memory issues.
Not as
you don't
creative.
Function well. You're not as creative. You're certainly not as nice. Hard to believe.
I blame that on.
Is that
I
been your
sleep all
issue?
the time.
Sleep since the age of 20. You haven't been sleeping. Just affects everything. Your weight. You definitely, because you don't have the sort of discipline, because you're exhausted, so you eat and it makes you feel better.
And I don't drink any caffeine. I don't
everything.
drink caffeine, so I don't have anything that sort of helps me.
Yeah, I do. And I wanted to also talk about some of those hidden caffeine
Don't shake that thing at me.
culprits that I want to bring up.
Please do.
I would like to. Thank you.
Please do.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, for those of you who drink decaf coffee at night and wonder why it's not quite
Well, you're still not sleeping.
right, why it's not quite working. There is caffeine in decaf. A regular cup of coffee has 100 milligrams of caffeine. Decaf has 20. May not sound like much, but that's enough.
She's
if you have one or two.
She's been up all night studying this stuff.
Coffee ice cream, which I think is a favorite of yours.
It is.
Yes.
Please stop. It's scaring me.
Don't be frightened. Don't be frightened. 45 milligrams of caffeine in a half a cup of coffee ice cream.
And I explained this earlier today. I was saying about 6-7 years ago I gave up coffee altogether.
Thank the Lord.
Me on coffee was not a good idea.
No, that was not
but I didn't know that. But, I'm a cyclist, and people said, in the morning, instead of drinking coffee, I just have a glass of skim milk. So that's what I started doing. But I was still drinking iced tea and eating my coffee ice cream, or having some, sodas, diet sodas. Loaded with caffeine.
Loaded.
And I kept getting
You don't realize it.
severe stomach aches.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And
So that's
I started to eliminate anything that had caffeine in it. I haven't had a stomach ache in 2 years.
Still giving them though, aren't you? Still giving them.
And they don't pay me nearly enough for that, by the way.
That's the darn truth. Another culprit, which I am probably guilty of, I have to check the bottle, are those vitamin waters. Fruit 2.0, I believe.
Yeah, you drink those by the
Well, I
gallon.
drink Propel by the gallon, which is probably, I have to check it. I don't think it has caffeine, but some of them have caffeine and some of them have...
Seltzer water. Probably has a little caffeine.
No, seltzer
Am
water.
I perfect?
No.
Thank you so much.
You're perfect. You're perfect. Those have some caffeine, and then, and I think you've tried this once or twice. I think I tried it when I was young, like a weight loss pill.
Yeah.
They say that
Healthy Trim, I hate to say it.
Healthy Trim is the
I
one
got
you
my
tried.
money back.
Good.
I'm one of the very few who asked for their money back.
You always get your money back. People just say, take it! I don't want to hear from you anymore. But Zantac 3, have you heard of Zantac 3?
Yes.
Has a daily dose is the equivalent of 12 cups of coffee.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to get a rise. That got a rise.
Wow.
But isn't that amazing?
12.
12 cups of coffee. That's what the weight loss pills are basically
Your body's
made of.
just going crazy.
You're just on
Doesn't
caffeine.
your heart give out?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, remember Fen-Phen?
Scary, yeah.
Do you remember
Yes.
Fen-Phen, which was
Yes.
a diet pill? Actually, we represented a doctor who
Yep.
prescribed Fen-Phen, and that is related to was taken off the market because of
Yep.
the heart issues.
So should
Can't
we
do
quote
that.
some of the brilliant research that our crack producer, Beth Foster, got from us?
Huffington Post. I
We've
must
gone
say,
from Newser to Huffington Post.
I'm much more impressed with Huffington Post
I am
than
too.
Newser, Beth.
What they say,
done a
that
nice
sleep
job.
is more important than food.
Mm.
And this has been based, although it's horrible, I don't mean to smile, but based on the torture of prisoners. And
Oh.
they can go without food for a week and still
Wow.
talk, but they can't go without
How long?
sleep.
For how long?
A few days. 2-3 days.
And then what happens? You go crazy.
You go a little nuts. You go crazy.
Sure you do.
And that's
Well,
torture.
that's
That was a
a
form of
good
torture.
parallel. That's an interesting parallel. A week worth of food and only 2 or 3 days of
Crazy.
sleep.
So
Wow.
how much sleep do you normally get? Do you usually get?
I usually get to sleep by about 11 o'clock at night, and I get up in the.
You wake up.
I wake up at about 2. And
you
then
just lie there?
I'll lie there for about an hour. Then I go back to sleep at about 3, and I wake up at 6. So that's my usual 6 hours. 6 hours usually.
I'm happy if I get 6 hours.
6 hours.
And by the way, that's even the weekends.
Yeah, oh, no,
On the
weekends
weekends,
don't make a difference.
my body gets up at the same
I
time.
know.
It doesn't know that it's
I
Saturday
know.
or Sunday.
No, you can't sleep in.
No,
I don't sleep in.
I must admit, I am a big napper. Given the chance.
Yeah.
And it probably kills my night sleeps, but
Well,
I
they
love
say
naps.
if you do like a
Saves
40-minute nap, I think what you do
They
is
say
like I've
20-minute
seen you on a
naps.
couch, you'll go for
Often.
2-3 hours. That's
No.
not really a nap.
I'm
That's
not
almost
sleeping
a night's
the
sleep.
whole time. I'm just not up and at it.
Okay. All right. Sure. Sure you're not sleeping.
The other
Of
thing we
course.
talk, which is interesting and is a function of exhaustion,
Yeah.
is, which I think is also very symptomatic of being a boomer. I didn't bring the book in.
See?
Yeah.
There it is.
Well,
You
I
forgot
can't
the
remember.
book.
I know I brought it into the office, but I didn't
You
bring it
forgot
into the
the
show.
book about women forgetting.
Nora
Isn't that
Ephron's
funny?
show, yes,
What's
and
it
it
called?
talks about now I can't remember, or what I can't remember, or, what did I forget, or something like that.
Oh,
But
wow.
it talks about, this is an article by Sarah Davidson, that on good health, and maybe I should put my glasses on.
Can't see, can't
yeah.
remember, can't sleep.
And
Fantastic.
this is an author who says, really, what can I do? They talk about how she forgets everything. I mean, how many of us walk into the room and go, why am I here?
Right.
What did I do?
Right.
She calls the culprit is distractibility.
Mm.
That on the way to do a specific task, 5 other things have distracted you.
Yeah.
And so what she says is you need to scaffold, which I actually do, and I like doing.
What does that mean?
And that means buckets. In each of your rooms, you place something that allows you to put whatever it is you're trying to keep track of, your keys, your bills, your paperwork, whatever it was you were carrying goes in that. Then you can go to be distracted, but then you go back to the basket.
Well, that's fine for things, but that doesn't help with remembering
ideas.
thoughts and concepts and ideas, which I find that go quickly out of my mind. Brilliance has gone
No,
right out of
that's
my
not
mind.
true. She's still brilliant.
Oh, thank
She's
you.
still
You're
brilliant.
very
And in
kind.
our business, you still have to have that kind of...
You do, absolutely. And I think the other thing you discovered, and then I know we have to wrap up, but is that some people, their memory is spurred by what they see, and some people's memory is spurred by what they hear.
Yes, and that's...
And your kids for years used to say to you, Mom, you're
don't
not
listen.
listening.
My staff
you
says it.
don't, and your staff. You don't hear me. You don't listen. It is, and I think.
No, it's okay,
Oh,
it's
I'm
all
sorry. I was trying to make a point. Really, you are more geared towards visual. If you
And somebody-
read something, you remember
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, please.
I
Tell
think
me
it was
something.
a cabbie, like in the last 4 or 5 days. said
This
to
is
me-
your mentor.
No, I was riding along and I said, "Oh, I can't remember that." He said, "Oh, you're a visual person, huh?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you know about that?"
And I don't forget anything I hear. I never know. I'm the kind of person that walks in the room and says, "Oh my gosh, did you get new curtains?" And someone will say, "I've had those curtains for 3 years."
Yes, I am
But
that person,
I remember
by the way.
what everyone says to
Yes,
me.
you do.
Unfortunately,
You
for
do.
a lot of people, I remember every word.
And I can walk out of the
Yeah.
room, and if you move the plant 3 inches to
You'll notice
to
it.
the left,
You'll
I would
notice it.
know. I
Isn't
would be
that
able to tell.
interesting?
Well, because I have a photographic memory,
Yeah.
and that's how I remember things. And I do. It's one ear out the other.
Yeah.
If you just talk about it.
So please write to Anne Marie and just call me, and we'll be fine. Now that's it. That's it for us.
Yeah, we have a
We've
nice short show.
Well, we had our usual length show actually.
Oh no, it's actually
Yes.
shorter
Oh, it
because
is?
you're young.
Okay.
Lately, it's been longer.
Okay. All right.
But
Very good.
in honor of Exhaustion Week.
We're gonna go take a nap. See you next week.
Bye.